Hey, honey.
What's up?
I got you something.
What you got?
I got you a purse. A bag.
That's a pretty big bag.
Yeah, well, it's actually bigger on the inside, believe it or not. you could put your Django's in there.
Yeah.
Dang it, I can't even see him. He's so far down in there.
He's in the pool.
He's in the pool, so.
Yeah.
I think we lost Django.
I think so too. He's in another dimension.
Another dimension. Another dimension. Another dimension.
Exterminate.
Exfoliate.
Interpretate.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From Blackbriar Meadery. I mean, RNA Music.
That's right.
Stephen, in Texas. That's where we're at.
And fresh out of the TARDIS.
Fresh from our time travels. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to our 20th FAQ Friday. So much FAQing going on.
Yes.
So excited.
The splendor of it all.
Yes, and this is the one you've been waiting for, all of you. Oh. All your questions answered.
Yes.
You'll probably all be let down, but we'll just see what happens.
I'm
Sorry. All right, right off the bat, first question. Adam Lamar.
Hi, Adam.
Axum Jax, deep in the heart of Nacogdoches. I salute thee,
Yes.
bearded man.
He's enjoying his beanie
Yes, he is.
that I made him.
Adam rocks. Adam says, if you had to stop using either your favorite picks or your favorite strings, which one would you give up and what would be your replacement?
Ooh.
I'm assuming this is directed at me.
Or me.
Or me. What if you had to give up your favorite strings?
If I had to
Or
give
picks.
my favorite strings, I wouldn't know because I don't really have any other. I like D'Addario. That's all I use.
Yeah. So you could sacrifice your favorite pick to keep the D'Addario strings.
Yes.
Good answer.
Yep.
All right. I would say picks probably as well would be my answer. I concur. D'Addario are my favorite strings, as you guys probably noticed from all of our D'Addario videos.
Yeah.
And there are lovely, lovely people at D'Addario & Co. up in New York, particularly John Pizzarusso.
People.
Now, so I would give up picks.
Yeah.
Now this is a tricky one for me. Because I use two kinds of picks. All right, I use the D'Addario Planet Waves D'Addario Extra Heavy 1.5 millimeter. Oh my God, I'm gonna fall.
No.
Millimeter that are pointy. I use those, but I use the special edition RNA Music one, right? So I use this one, but I'm equally kind of fascinated and love, and don't anybody tell John, but I really like these Dunlop Sharpie white 1.5 mil.
Yeah. Don't
tell John. I only use this one because Jeff Loomis uses this one, and if Jeff Loomis uses this one, it has the seal of Loomis approval. So if I had to give up one of those, I would probably give up the Loomis pick in favor of the D'Addario. I might give it the D'Addario pick. No, I don't know. My whole life playing picks, I've either used Dunlop. I use a lot of Dunlop in my life. Picks.
That's hard.
It is hard.
Adam really stirred up the
Dang
pot.
you, Adam. They're both great picks. I mean, they're both... Here's the thing. They're both Delrin. I mean, one's Tortex, one's Planet Waves. They're both Delrin. I mean, it's just... It's the exact same material.
Yeah.
You know, one's black, one's white. Oh, that's sewed. We won't go into that right now. I don't know. I would probably give up the Loomis pick because I got to keep the ones that I can print RNA Music on.
Yeah.
There, problem solved. Thanks, Adam. Peace out. Next question, please. Big John.
Big Bad John.
You know where Big Bad John's from?
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah. He's a Florida boy.
You got a beard in Florida. That's got to be really hot.
Yeah.
I salute you.
Moist.
Indeed.
It's a great word.
Moist beard.
Moist.
Moist. Anyways, Big John says, "Hey Ryan and Angela, happy Friday." Yes, it is. Happy Halloween. I'm so scared.
Scary.
Music teacher, what are they worth? I have found many different prices ranging from $15 to $50 a lesson. What is the average cost if you know? And what should I look for in an instructor? And should he be into the same music as me, or should he be able to teach all? And to the question that nobody has asked, I'm thinking it's big, but for the life of me, I can't figure it out. Man. All right, let's address the guitar teacher question.
Okay.
Having a good teacher, I think, is very valuable, because the problem with watching videos and reading articles in magazines and DVDs and all that, which I've done, you know, when I was learning to play, I read a lot of books.
Yeah.
Now, I did have a teacher, too, when I was younger, when I started out, which was helpful. The good thing about a teacher is they can give you feedback, where a book or a YouTube video, as awesome as they are, and there's great benefits, they cannot give you feedback, because you might be struggling with something, you just can't get it, and the problem is your wrist is bent the wrong direction and you need to do this. A video can't tell you to go, dude, yeah, no, you can't reach it because your wrist is, oh look, now you can reach it. So you can't get any feedback from videos and books and magazines and DVDs. You can get feedback from a person right in the room. However, there is a vast variety of teachers out there. The cost is different. You have some really great teachers out there. You also have some guys who probably are not great teachers. So if you find a good one, it's absolutely worth it, I think. Now, as far as price range, let's talk about that for a second. Of course, it differs where you live.
Yes.
You know, cost of living in Texas is better, cheaper, more affordable than, let's say, cost of living in New York City, California. So you got to factor those things in.
Right.
But sort of normal, like average, I guess, you know, maybe around in Texas anyways, we'll just say it that way, which is kind of middle of the road everything. Like a normal price would be for a 30-minute lesson, maybe like $30. Would not be like extortion level. That would not be excessive.
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean, that would be sort of like, that's sort of what you should expect to pay from someone who's a quality teacher, right? If it's too cheap, you know, that might be a warning sign. If it's super cheap, it's like...
Well, not necessarily even a warning sign. It might be somebody like with us, we did it really, well, you know, our tuition was pretty inexpensive when we first started because we just didn't know what to charge. So it wasn't necessarily that, you know, we didn't have the qualifications.
We were undercharging.
Yeah, we were undercharging. But it was, you know, but it does speak about, we learned, and this is a learning experience from us to you, that we learned, you know, because we had the experience and he had that, you know, we had the education and everything, that we were, you know, how much are you worth? How much is, you know, so as a teacher, you know, we're not fresh out of stuff. So we had a lot of experience to back us up. So we charged accordingly. But we didn't know that until later. So you might get a teacher who actually has the qualifications and might not charge that much just because they aren't in the know really, or have people that
haven't figured out the business side.
Yeah, the business side isn't there yet. I would look at, you know, if you do find someone who teaches less than $30 per lesson, then I would just look at their qualifications and find out what, you know, what experience do they have, you know. More
importantly than that, how many students do they have? How many have they taught?
Right. How long have they been teaching?
Like they've taught 5 people and you're number 6, they're probably very inexperienced. Now, if they've been doing it for years and that's their business and they have a full roster of students, and you can even go and ask these students, hey, you've been taking lessons from this guy, how was it? And they're like, you know, you should be able to talk to people who have a, what am I looking for? Like student testimonials. You know? That's great. Ask some of the former students, how was it? If you're like one of the first people, then they're learning with you how to teach.
And give them some slack.
Yeah, I mean, and just
it's not
because
that they're bad, it's just that they're starting anew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
how I see it.
And just because you maybe get one teacher who you don't click with, that doesn't mean all lessons are bad. You may just have a teacher that you didn't click with.
Right.
As far as whether they should teach what you're into or be able to teach all styles, I kind of like the idea of kind of specializing a little bit. Like if you're into rock and that is your thing, then going and taking lessons from a dude who is strictly all about the classical stuff is not really going to benefit you.
Yeah.
Or going to a guy who's just strictly, dude, I don't play rock, I'm a country guy. Country shred legend. You know, if you're into country, yes, go to that guy. If you're into rock, go to a guy whose roots are in rock. If you're into metal, a metal guy. If you're into neoclassical shred, then you're going to have a hard time, probably, but you could find a guy who's into neoclassical shred. So I would specialize. Now, there is a foundation to be laid that you need for every style, but I think most guys can give you the foundational stuff.
Right.
But it's good to sort of, I would go with the guy who's into what you're into. You're going to click much better. That's my advice.
Yep.
So yeah, as far as the question that nobody's asked, well, I think that's later on in here.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
Towards the end.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Thanks, Big John. John Cavey. Hi, Ryan and Angela. Great Friday video. Yes, it seems music and clothing styles come back every 20 years. Hold on to those guitars and clothes. That's true. Oh, that's not a question. You're right, John.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
It does. I concur.
Yes, it does. Yeah, we'll hold on to it.
Yep.
Next question. I printed all the questions off because somehow we missed 3 questions last week. I'm so sorry. Angela's got the iPad. I printed them all.
We're trying to keep them in line.
If we don't get them, it's the computer's fault.
Yeah.
But the next question I see in front of me is Chris Rowe. Hey, y'all. Got a question for you. It's been a dream of mine to have my own music shop. Excellent dream. What do you need to start your own shop? What are some of the ways that y'all know of to get startup money, and how did y'all go about making deals with different companies to be able to sell their stuff?
Great question.
Great question, Chris. I think we actually answered this several FAQs back. Now you have to sit through 20 FAQs to get it. So we'll keep me right on task on this. We'll keep this right. All right. So first of all, generally you need a retail space.
Yes.
Big, small. We started in like maybe 500 square feet.
Yes.
Very tiny. We had one lesson room, very tiny showroom.
Yes.
You generally have to have a commercial retail space. You got to have that because most companies want you to be a brick and mortar. Now it could be super tiny brick and mortar, and you could do a ton of online sales, but you do need to have a door customers can walk in.
Right.
For 99% of companies, you got to have that. That's about it with most of those companies. Now you need some money, of course,
right?
Because you got to have to put in some orders.
Yep.
Starting with an accessory company is easier. Like say, like with D'Addario, everybody's going to buy strings and straps and picks and pedals and stuff. Those companies are pretty easy to get on with. We're talking several $100s to get your foot in the door with most accessory companies, like pedals and strings, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of an easy place to start, and you should start with accessories.
Yes.
Guitars are a different deal. Every company's different with what they require. You can't be within a certain mile radius of someone else who carries the same brand. So location will affect what you can carry.
Yeah.
Most guitar companies and amp companies are going to require a higher dollar amount buy-in. Now we're talking thousands of dollars to start to carry guitars, whereas you can start carrying accessories with hundreds of dollars. Some amp companies will let you start with in the hundreds of dollars range.
Yeah, high hundreds, but
high hundreds.
Not as bad.
But probably you're into like $2 or $3 grand to get started with each company. Now what we did, we taught lessons, and we still do. Teaching lessons is still our bread and butter. This is what makes RNA Music run, is our lesson program. We've got 35 to 40 something.
37.
37 something students. So how we make it run is we teach lessons. This is our thing. The retail is just a part of what we do, but it's not what runs the show here. If we didn't sell another guitar, we would still have RNA Music, and we would still be doing what we do.
Right.
Teaching lessons. That's our thing. We love gear and selling, so most of the time you're going to have something. It's either teaching lessons, or like I know stores who do a lot of repair work, and that is they're doing repair work day in, day out, and that's where they really make the money.
Yeah.
You make money selling gear, but there's these other things, instrument rentals, repairs, lesson programs, setups, stuff like that. But just contact the companies you want to work with. Just call them. Go, hey, I've got a store. Well, you got to do some tax stuff. Like you got to either be a sole proprietor or you be incorporated as a small company. With a sole proprietor is easy because it's just you. There's very minimal paperwork. You get started, and you got to get sales tax ID numbers, which is pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
You got to have that before you can approach the company. So you have to have a business, either a company or sole proprietor, get your sales tax ID stuff from your state, and then you can call the companies because they're going to want that sales tax ID stuff.
Yeah, to make sure you're legit.
Yeah, you got to be a legit business because you got to report sales tax to your state.
Yep.
But do that. That's actually not that expensive to do. That's pretty cheap to do. The money is getting the money there to get started. Now, if you just start with one thing, just start with one thing. Because once you sell one thing, like maybe you just sell strings out of your store. That's it.
That's okay.
That's okay. But when you call the next company to say, hey guys, I'm interested in carrying your amps. I have a little store in wherever. And if they ask, well, who else do you handle? Like, well, I carry D'Addario. I carry whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So you can start teeny tiny small. I mean, that's what we did. We started with almost no money at all and just started.
Word. And
our business was teaching, and it's both of those things have grown together for us. So
yeah.
Kind of hard question to answer very briefly,
yes.
but it's actually
it's
not too tough.
a lot of information for a small portion.
Yeah, that's the whole video, and I actually have a video somewhere in our channel that's talking about how to open a music store. So go watch that video.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Chris. All right, Andrew Walker. Haha, it's taco time. Oh, that's a question. Yeah, because we sang about tacos last week.
Tacos, yeah.
You love street tacos.
I do.
She does.
Truth.
I like them. She loves them. So, all right, Tim Worley. Hi, Tim. So excited. Did you see the new Thor trailer, Tim? Nobody's worthy. Nobody's worthy, Tim. We'll talk about this tomorrow. FAQ 19, one of your best videos yet. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.
Keep doing yo thing.
What?
We intend to. What is the record for most guitars sold to a single RNA Music customer? No doubt that you guys treat your customers right, and I'm certain that leads to repeat business. Just want to know because I might want to take a shot at the record. Metal sign.
Do it.
All right, Tim. Great question. I really like this question. All right, for the record, everyone right now, currently it's Rocktober 30th.
Yeah.
It's late Thursday night. We shoot these Thursday night, by the way.
Yeah.
You watched it Friday. Right now, the leader of the guitar purchasing pack is Robert Baker. Robert Baker in Ohio has purchased 3 guitars from us. 3 Chapman guitars.
I thought it would be Sean Trammell.
Sean's got 2.
Oh.
Sean's only bought 2, but he bought a drum set.
Oh, okay.
So Sean got a drum set.
Yeah, they bought other things.
And
that's
cymbals.
That's why I'm thinking.
And so,
okay,
well,
gotcha.
but he said guitars.
Yes.
So Sean Trammell's bought 2 guitars. Sean rocks.
Yes,
Sean's bought 2 Chapmans from us. Robert Baker, 3 Chapmans. John Cavey, who asked the question earlier, bought a Washburn parlor guitar and a Chapman hot rod. So John's got 2. John's tied with Sean. John and Sean.
Yeah.
What else? Who else?
River.
Oh! Yeah, all right. So I have a student named River who's bought how many? 2, I think.
Yeah, he's bought an acoustic and an electric.
Yeah, okay. So I got a student, River Hutchison. River's gotten 2 from us.
Yeah. So 3 is the one to beat.
3 is the magic number.
Yeah.
There's quite a few ones, you know, repeats.
But who's the most?
The most at the moment, Robert Baker. Now, Tim Worley, who asked this question. Tim has purchased 2 guitars, a NAMM guitar, a NAMM Chapman guitar.
Yep.
Hot NAMM Chapman guitar. And he has also bought a Washburn from us just recently, Tim. And tomorrow on Halloween.
Tomorrow.
Yes, we love you.
Tomorrow.
Tim.
It's only a day.
Tim, you're coming to get this telly from me.
Ta-da.
So nice.
So I'm scared you're going to hit me in the head.
I'm not going to hit you in the head. Tim, you will have tied Robert Baker for first place by coming tomorrow and purchasing this lovely, lovely Mexican Nashville Deluxe telly.
Nice.
So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Tim. You will be tied for first place.
Woo!
Robert Baker, better step it up.
Tell you what.
Or you're going to take him out.
Straight up.
By purchasing another guitar from you. We'll sell you one real cheap just so you can be in first place. See you tomorrow, Tim.
Awesome. Next question, please, Ryan.
I would love to.
That's great.
Angela. Chris L. Number 20. Heck yeah. Do used twos sell speakers like PA and guitar speakers? On the next intro, will you give us a panning view of that sweet wall of guitars? Maybe it could be an intro for your vids. Put some of your music with it. Wayne's World, part-time, excellent.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool idea.
That's pretty neat.
You want a panning shot of all the guitars? Yay, there's your pan of guitars.
Awesome.
Nice, hope you enjoyed that.
I did.
Maybe it'll be at the beginning, who knows, we'll see. Did we sell speakers? Well, I can get Eminence speakers. I can order Eminence stuff. So if it's from Eminence, I can get it. And there you go. I've ordered some for my good buddy Christian, who has a studio here in town. I've got him some Eminence speakers. So
yeah,
that's what I can get.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
There I go.
There we go.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, now we finally get to Matt Hodges. Is it Hodges or Haas? What do you think?
Ahas.
Ahas. I keep messing it up, man. I'm so sorry. Hi, guys. Good video ad as always. So is the question that's in question, is it in a music category or is it a personal category or another one? How about a clue like that? Thanks. P.S. A live stream would be fun. Yeah, we'll definitely do a live stream. He's talking about the question that we said, we're so surprised we've never been asked this question yet. And we'll address that momentarily. And he says, Matt says, oh, I almost forgot to ask my question. Ryan, what made you start playing guitar and where did you find inspiration for playing? Thanks and congratulations on the 20th video. Thank you, Matt, so much. You want to answer you do the guitar one first?
You do the guitar one first.
I'll do the guitar one. All right. What made me want to start playing guitar? I think it was Guns N' Roses. Probably. I was already a drummer. I played drums 6th grade. Got a drum kit. So that was around 1988, I guess, that I got drums.
Woo, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, right on. So I played drums for about 3 years before I started playing guitar. But about 8th grade, 9th grade, I guess, that's when Appetite for Destruction came out. And I also remember seeing the music video for One by Metallica at that time. Yeah, and yeah. Now, I was always into music. Growing up as a kid, like we listened to Michael Jackson all the time, Thriller. Yeah, I did Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Prince is amazing. So I was always into music growing up as a kid. Always listening to music, always singing along to records with no one around. But I would do that all the time. And but I'm pretty sure it was junior high-ish, and I think it was pretty sure it was Guns N' Roses and Metallica that got me the guitar. Yeah. What keeps me motivated to play now? Oh man, I don't know. I just love music still. I still love Angela is my motivation to play guitar. She's my muse. I like to serenade her love songs in the key of metal. Yes. No, I still love those bands. I still love Metallica. Slash is still great. You know, love his playing. I don't know. There's just something in me that music is my thing. I don't know why it is, but it is. Drums, guitar, piano, all of it. I've always loved music. And so it's not really listening to new music that keeps me motivated. Yeah. The thing that really kind of inspires me to play is getting better at writing and creating my own. And that's still my big dream is to create my own music. So that's what I work toward nowadays. Okay. It's not really learning other people's music so much anymore for me now. It's now figuring out who I am and what is my voice and what kind of music can I write. So great question, Matt. Now, the question we have all waited for. We mentioned this a while back that we were, you guys are asking us all kinds of questions. What would we take on a desert island? Yeah. Why is Ryan so amazing?
Banjo players.
What would we do if we were captured by swamp people? Yeah. Favorite guitars.
Crazy.
So we mentioned a while back that we're surprised. You know, there's a question that we haven't gotten yet, because this is open to the whole world. You guys are all over the world asking us questions.
Literally the whole world.
Literally the whole world.
Yeah.
You know, like 150 different countries comment or watch our videos.
Yeah.
Or more. It's 300 maybe. I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
Anyways.
It's awesome ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm amazed.
Stoked.
I'm amazed by it.
Stoked.
But there's one question that we haven't got from any of you guys in YouTube land.
Yeah.
That I guess we're surprised at, because it's a question that we get locally somewhat regularly.
Yeah.
Kind of. Now here's the thing is, like, I don't typically get this question. People never ask me this question very much. Well, almost at all, ever. Angela, however, gets asked this question really more than I actually knew about, because we it's not stuff we sit around and chat about, to be honest. But
because it's no big deal.
Yeah. It's not really. It's not something. That, It's not something we consciously think about all the time, every day. It's sort of a random. So you guys, I don't guess anybody's ever going to get it or be brave enough to ask it. So just, what is the question, Angela? You're surprised. We're surprised. No one has asked us yet.
I'm
No.
I'm really surprised that, especially giving, like we said, all the people around the world, even our American guys that
from all over the U.S.
From all over the USA, that y'all haven't brought up this is one of the questions that we get. It's like how we deal with being a biracial couple in Texas or in the South or in East Texas, especially owning our own business, and has that affected your customer service or customer, flow, knowing that we're a biracial couple.
We are?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't really think about it. Because, I am biracial myself. So my dad's African American or black. I don't care. I'm not PC. So my dad's black and my mom's white. There you go.
Caucasian.
And Caucasian and African American.
There it is.
There it is. Say it right. Okay?
Don't offend anyone.
Whatever. Anyways, and so, but I get a question. I mean, all my life, people have apparently no filter when it comes to that kind of stuff with me, apparently. I guess I have that kind of face. I don't know. And, so I'm really shocked that no one has brought up, even just out of curiosity, what is it like for us, especially in Texas, especially East Texas, because you have to think different regions of Texas is actually more acceptable? Yeah. To, our marriage. So, believe it or not, that's like with anything. So I'm just surprised and out of curiosity,
What are they? See, like I said, no one generally asks me this. I don't know if they're intimidated.
Well, because it's not that you wouldn't have the issue. I would have the issue.
Oh, okay.
Like, because if you went out somewhere by yourself, no one would say, hey, there's that guy that's married to a black lady.
Oh,
but if I go somewhere, people automatically think, how is it for you? Because people automatically assume a biracial person has not more struggle, but just as much struggle, because we represent a lot of what people deem not good. We represent it. So walking around, just kind of slapping people in the face, and so I do get a lot of questions.
Because you've grown up in East Texas your whole life,
all my life.
Dallas.
When you were a baby, born in Dallas, and we spent a little bit of time in Atlanta, Georgia. And my dad was a chaplain in a women's prison in Atlanta, Georgia, for a little bit, just like 2.5 years. But 99% of my life I've lived in, Texas, and mostly East Texas. So.
And you've encountered a lot of stuff that, of course, obviously.
Oh, lots and lots of racism. Lots and lots of racism. More than I would like to endure.
It's alive and well.
It is. Don't.
Everywhere, not in America though.
No,
it's just everywhere.
Across the board, in both races. It's not like a bunch of hillbillies, rednecks and stuff. It's both sides, from both sides. Yeah. So both sides. Both sides. I've received animosity and. Bigotry from both sides. So, yeah.
What is so? And this is even a lot of the questions are not generally angry or whatever.
No, it's just curious.
But even like your girlfriends would be like, hey girl, so I was wondering, like, so what are the questions you get typically? Recently, let's say in the last year.
In the last year, I've gotten like, how has it been for you in this area? Because there is in our region of East Texas, even our county, there's racial tension. And so they were like, so how has it been for you? Have you ever dealt with anything like that? Have you and Ryan ever dealt with anything like that? Have y'all dealt with anything like out in public with, like the only public we have here is a Walmart.
It's a small town.
It's a small town. There's only 3,000 people in our town. So, and that's usually it. It's like, how are people receiving you? That's the general, like that's what they want to ask, but not really know how to put it necessarily. But that's really what they're asking. Like, how are y'all fitting in? Is it like, are you okay? How are you fitting in?
You guys okay?
Not like, you need to get out of here type stuff, but it's really out of concern and out of, just curiosity. So, yeah, but that's usually, those are usually the questions. So yeah, I'm very surprised that no one's asked,
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it's a really rough thing to address. And so maybe people haven't asked us because they're like, either they don't care, which I get the feeling most of the people you guys who comment on our videos are like,
no, they're like, get to the music.
Are really cool people, obviously. So I don't. Obviously, you guys don't care, but YouTube's full of all kinds of folks. Yeah. And so.
But like I said, it's not necessarily out of anger or like I don't like this, but I want to ask you. It's more of a like, how are y'all dealing with what's going on here? Just like you would ask a homosexual or anybody who's dealt with any kind of strong animosity in their town. It's like, how are you doing?
Yeah. As far as anything that like. Experience wise, like there have been times where you've been at Walmart in line to buy groceries and people have left in line. Yeah. Because our boys, if you look at a picture of our sons, they generally look a little more like me. Yeah. Well, Nicholas definitely looks like me. Yeah. And Aiden's a little more like you.
Yeah, but he's lighter. He's a lot lighter than I am.
Yeah, he's a lot lighter than you are, but he's still he's a very handsome young man.
He is.
He is.
Both of our boys.
Yeah.
Very handsome. But yeah, Nicholas, our oldest, looks more Caucasian. And Aiden looks biracial, but he looks more Spanish than anything. He looks more Hispanic.
Like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah. No, Antonio Banderas was Hispanic. He looks Hispanic. Oh. Yeah, but Aiden's is kind of like,
This is choppy, I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
Yeah. We got to buy a new video camera. But we're saying Aiden looks more like you.
Yes, but we still get, looks and, kind of like, shakes and stuff like that, or people kind of looking over at us and kind of looking at all of us together, and I think they're kind of piecing us together and seeing how it works and stuff like that. And, so there it is. That's the big question. Yeah. Ta-da!
Hey now, you guys probably didn't even notice that we were a biracial couple.
Oh, shocker.
You didn't even notice that. Y'all don't even know. Now you know.
Now you know. No one's half the battle.
We never think about it. We don't know.
We don't.
Between the two of us, it's like...
Until people bring it up to me, I'm like, oh yeah, Ryan's white.
And I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's funny because most people, if they ask me about Angela, so you're so mysterious because they don't know. Like even my dad thought you were Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I get Puerto Rican a lot.
Are you Puerto Rican? They think you're Spanish, or they think you're
I get
Samoan,
Mexican. Samoan's a new one. That's been, especially you New Zealanders.
The New Zealand thing. No, she's not from New Zealand.
I'm not from New Zealand. No. I'm not. I don't have any. Like seriously, I can trace my family back to the ships. Yeah. So like to England.
No, Mexico, and a lot of.
I have a lot of. My mom's family are Welsh. And my dad are some African American, but mostly the bloodline is Irish.
Yeah. So you're Black, Welsh, Irish.
Yeah.
Doctor Who would love you.
Yes, he would.
Particularly Matt Smith.
Yeah. No, David Tennant, because you have Martha.
Oh, yeah. David.
He had the black girl.
Which one was Welsh? None of the doctors are Welsh?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Northern.
Northerners.
So there it is.
So that's me.
I didn't even think about it when we first started dating. I was like, oh, there's a hot black girl. I didn't even occur to me. I was like, that's a pretty girl. She seems to like me.
How can this be?
This is very strange and awkward. I do not understand this. I was not aware of my own hotness, apparently, at the time. So Anyways, there it is. Now, I mean, if you guys want to ask questions about that stuff, that's okay.
We're fine.
Obviously,
it's okay.
You know,
Well, I mean, we've covered a lot of it.
We covered it all. So.
But it's not. We don't get hate mail. We don't get
people burning crosses in our yards.
Yeah, we don't get racial stuff. People won't call us racial slurs. Nothing like that. So that's how it is in East Texas. It's more of a
curiosity.
They call it a silent racism here in East Texas.
People are very polite racists here.
Very polite racists.
Super polite.
Yes.
Racists.
They'll sugar pie honey bun to your face, and then they'll be like,
not violent racists.
Not violent racists. No.
Because they're afraid of a man with a beard. All right. Yeah. So there it is.
There you go.
Thanks, Matt. There you go. Put you guys all in your misery with that question.
And Big John.
And Big John.
And everybody else.
Tim Worley knew this.
Please tell me.
Tim's known about this because he just couldn't hold it. And when he was here talking to us, we told him. But,
we blurted it out. But he was here one-on-one, and he
spent a couple hours here in the shop with us. And so it just sort of bubbled out.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Moving on. Bled 500. Just out of curiosity, when are y'all getting the Chapman ML3s? There hasn't been a good review of them yet, so please do one if you can. So excited? Question mark. So excited?
So excited? Question.
Does that wear y'all thin after a while? I saw you laugh after you said it about all the work Chapman shipment will give you. LOL. It's definitely a unique hook for your channel. I rock on y'all. Does the so excited thing get boring?
No, it's just
not at all.
We're so excited about the ML3s.
So excited. I mean, that started with the whole, like, I just happened to say it. Now, and a lot of times we catch ourselves now in just a regular conversation, like, oh man, the new Avengers movie is coming, I'm so excited.
And we're like,
I just said it. I mean, it's just something that just naturally comes out. I just kind of naturally emphasized it because when a guitar is coming on a truck to the store, and I'm like, at the door waiting for FedEx, I'm like,
gimme.
It's like Christmas, and you're like Christmas excited. So,
yeah.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I think it's kind of funny, actually. And it came because I said it once, and then you guys, the people on the internet, started going, "Hey, Ryan, you're excited?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." So it kind of became a thing, and no, I like it. So the Chapman guitars, as of right now, they're on the water, on the way to the States. So I'm thinking probably in 2 to 3 weeks we should have them here. I'll definitely do some demos when they come in.
Yeah.
Rob's done some. Rob and Rabia have done some demos just in the last week or so of the traditional and the moderns that I thought were pretty good. I don't know that I could do a better demo than Rob or Rabia. But, whatever.
Maybe.
More demos from different people, different perspectives is always nice. So we will definitely do them when they get here.
Definitely more handsome.
Well, to you.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. No, Rob and Rabia are not ugly dudes.
No, they're not.
They're handsome fellas.
You're taking it too
taking it too far. I'm just more handsome.
Yeah, to me.
To you.
You got a crush on you.
I like you.
Well, what?
I have a beard, though.
Yeah, you do.
Beards are better. Okay. So, yeah, they'll be here in a few weeks. I will absolutely do a demo. So, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
That's
right. We'll do that. All right. 94 Dodge Dude. Tacos versus pizza versus barbecue. Which do you guys like best? Go. Street tacos.
I like barbecue tacos with pizza sauce. No, I don't know.
Barbecue taco pizza.
What do I like best? Tacos, pizza, or barbecue? Tacos.
Pizza. No doubt. We barely ever eat barbecue.
I would eat tacos every day, every meal, if I had to. Yeah, if I could.
I like tacos, too.
Not if I had to, if I could.
We do eat a lot of tacos.
I love tacos.
We eat a lot of pizza, though.
I do, yeah, but I don't eat as much as y'all do when y'all do.
Well, me and the boys have pizza very frequently, so. Easy one. We don't eat, for Texans, we don't eat that much barbecue.
We really
honestly.
don't.
We did make some last week. I grilled some steaks last week, and then we chopped them in a chopper and made barbecue sandwiches. So we did have homemade barbecue sandwiches.
That was yum.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I love Jerry's Pizza. Thank you, 94 Dodge Dude.
Yes.
easy question.
Yeah.
Love those. All right,
Food questions are very easy.
Food. I like to eat.
Food and movies.
Yeah, food and movies. JT Metal King 1. Hi, both of you. Thanks for the message. I've added my question again. When a parent comes into your shop to buy the first guitar for their son or daughter,
good job.
Chicks play guitar too.
Yes.
They rock. What questions do you ask to ensure they leave with something that will be used? I hear and read often that a Squier Stratocaster is usually recommended. But if the kid is into metal, how will this inspire them to play? Thanks, JT in the UK.
Yay.
Brilliant question, JT in the UK. Well, so I do have some questions that I ask.
Yes.
It's always tough. Like if you, depends on the age of the kid. Like if you got like a 6-year-old,
yeah.
6-year-olds don't know what they're into most of the time.
Nope.
And 6 is actually a little young to play guitar. It happens, but
it'll usually change like the next day.
Yeah, and even like up to like 10-year-olds. They don't really, most of them don't really know. I mean, they listen to whatever their parents listen to in the car.
Yeah.
So it's really, once you get to like a 13, 14-year-old kid, they generally kind of have figured out, hey, you know what? I dig, rock, or I dig country, or I dig whatever. So I'll ask those questions of the parent and the kid. Yeah. Hey, well, what kind of music do you like? And first we got to narrow it down. Are you into acoustic guitar, or are you into electric guitar? So we got to narrow that down. Which one are you into? Because I don't really care which one you start on. Right. I think learning on electric is easier. So I always ask, if you close your eyes and you envision yourself playing on a stage in front of people, playing your guitar, do you see yourself playing an acoustic, or do you envision yourself playing an electric? All right, we got to get that down. Because if you're like country or like singer-songwriter coffee shop, then that's what you're into. You're going to do acoustic. If you see yourself playing guitar for Ozzy, then obviously you need an electric guitar. So we narrow that down first, and then we think about, we kind of go through the pros and cons of, all right, well, what kind of music do you really dig? Is it like Jimmy Page? Are you Zeppelin? Are you like Hendrix? Are you into, Stratty kinds of guitars, or more or less Paul kind of, or metal guitars? So I kind of help them narrow that down and sort of think it through.
And usually they already have the answers. We haven't really had to go through too many questions, because a lot of parents were like, we just want them to start.
Yes. What do you suggest?
What do you suggest? What is the first, if they've never picked up a guitar, they listen to, like around here, it's usually country, some rock. Like we had one kid that had like 80s hair bands.
Texas country and
hair bands.
80s hair bands.
And a lot of contemporary praise and worship. A lot of kids do that around here. Gospel music.
Christian music.
And so, they are just like, they'll ask the kid, what kind of music do you like? Which is kind of sad, but they'll ask. So we don't really get to go into a lot of deep questions, because a lot of parents don't know what their kids like, or the kids don't even know. So then we try to, like what Ryan said, the whole, where do you see yourself? If you perform. That's the biggest question I think that you ever ask, because people are like, acoustic, and then they kind of like, yeah, you're right, acoustic. I have pictured myself performing, even if it's daydreaming or like watching American Idol or whatever.
I think
they're like,
the worst advice you can give to a kid is if they love Slash and they want to be Slash, make them get an acoustic guitar and make them learn on that. That's the worst thing that you could do.
Yeah, no.
Because get them the most affordable guitar thing that you can get that sort of resembles a Les Paul, and let them be Slash or Ace Frehley or whatever. Because that's what their heart is really onto. Yes. So you need to dial in on that. Jump right in.
Yeah.
So, and now we carry brands like with Washburn. Washburn has a great range of guitars, acoustic and electric.
Yeah.
Their electric line, they've got they've got metal guitars. They've also got some classic rock style guitars. They've definitely got some Stratty kind of guitars.
Yeah.
And so that sort of fills the niche of the sound thing. So we can usually pick from one of those, and they're in a great price point for beginners too. So there you go. I hope that was the question. Did we answer that?
I think so.
Thanks, JT Metal King 1. JT from the UK. Right on. All right, final question. We're finally here. Lance Moss. Hey guys, love your vids. Thank you, Lance.
I'm glad.
I hope so. If you're still watching by now, you do love them. So. My question is, who is the greatest musician from Texas not named Stevie Ray Vaughn?
Greatest?
And who's the greatest band from Texas not named Pantera? Keep being awesome, y'all. Well, you want to go first? You go first. I'll go first. What do you want? You want me to go first and you can think about it?
Yeah.
Greatest musician from Texas not named Stevie Ray Vaughan would be Dimebag Darrell.
There you go.
Because you didn't say I couldn't name them. Now, the greatest band from Texas that's not Pantera is probably... Oh. I'm going to have to go with ZZ Top.
That's a good one. I was actually gonna, yeah.
Now this is so hard.
That's really
There's so hard because there's so many amazing musicians from Texas. You got guys like Bugs Henderson, who's like a Texas blues rock legend guy. You got Buddy Holly. You've got oh man, I'm drawing a blank.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. You've got, who's the other chick? Lambert, somebody?
Miranda Lambert.
Miranda Lambert. So amazing.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. You know, you got, what's that? Janis Joplin.
You got, my gosh. That's hard.
Oh my gosh. Who's the other guy? Well, there's Jimmy Vaughn.
Yeah.
Jimmy Vaughn. He's still alive.
Then you have, what's his name out of Longview?
Oh. Snap. Oh.
Lester.
Oh.
Lester played with.
Oh. Neil McCoy.
You
got a bunch of country guys. Neil McCoy. You got, here's the other good one. Oh, dang it. I forgot his name. The guy who plays for Madonna. Monty Pittman.
Monty
Pittman. Madonna's guitar player, but he's a crazy metal guy.
Yeah, Longview, Texas can pump out some...
Longview's pumping out the hits.
Yeah.
Benjamin McClish.
Matthew McConaughey, even though he's not a musician, he's
Paul DiGiaro.
Yeah.
Ryan Lawley.
Angela Lawley.
I think we've named all the important ones.
All the greatest.
No, I'm missing. Who are the guys? Who's the Hispanic guys?
Los
Lobos.
Yeah.
Are they from Texas?
I don't know. I thought Los Lonely Boys were from. No, they're from.
No. What? Oh, no. No, they're not. I don't think so. Too many.
David Crowder.
Yeah.
Chris Tomlin.
Paul Balash.
Paul Balash. There's a lot.
I don't think Paul was born in Texas though.
He got here. A Texan. He got here as fast as he could.
There's just too many to name. Fantastic.
Way too many.
Fantastic Texas musicians. We just can't even go through it all. Between all the blues rock, country, classical guys.
Yeah.
Oh no. Dang it! I can't even think of them all. There's too many to think of. My personal favorite, if I had to pick one, Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah.
And the greatest band, I guess I'll have to go with ZZ Top.
Yeah, I agree with him.
There's a lot of great Texas bands out there right now though too. So
oh my gosh, there's so many. But
they would
say the same thing.
They would all say Dimebag Darrell.
They would. They have to. Or they'd be in trouble.
And since you took Stevie out of the mix, I guess that...
I know, because you took out the people that we would...
You have to take him out, because it's almost not fair.
Did you say Stevie Nicks?
Out of the mix.
Oh.
Not Stevie Nicks. She's so white. Did you say who your favorites were?
I know, I agree with you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So there you go, Lance.
There you go.
Way to ask an easy question, dude.
God. It's like Adam. Dang.
What's up, Adam Lamar? Adam Lamar is one of my favorite Texas musicians.
Tim Worley.
Tim Morty. Ryan Bryson. There's just a ton of these Texas people who are awesome. You know?
Yeah.
Barnes. Andy Timmons. Andy Timmons, freaking amazing.
You know,
he's not actually from.
No.
He wasn't born in Texas though. So there's a lot of people who weren't born in Texas.
My uncle Bob Austin. He has a band in Austin.
Bob Austin in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Near Austin. Yeah.
There's just too many.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks, Lance. Thank you so much for our 20th FAQ. Happy Halloween. What? Everybody be safe tonight. Get your candy. Eat it all at once.
Get your candy on.
Yeah, get your candy on. Be safe. And we will talk to you next week. Leave us some more questions below. Leave your questions for next week. And we'll answer those then on our 21st, FAQ Friday.
I was like...
I don't know. I can't do math. It's too late at night. So.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, guys. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Yay!
Keep the music alive. The music needs you. I like you.
Of course. Thanks.